right, good evening, everyone. I can go ahead and call the meeting to order officially. We do not have a pledger today, so I'll just lead us in the pledge today. I can do it. I can do hard things. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, give Carrie a pin.
Yes. We go over to the mic.
Say some
talk
nice
about
things
it.
about
Yes.
you. I could do that.
All right, so any amendments to the agenda?
Yes. Yes, if we want to stick after public comment, the board to consider and vote on an amount for the board to spend on Educator Appreciation Week. Because we always, it always sneaks up on us. And then also, this is more informational, but I wanted to add to talk about the joint Co-Brown meeting, to see if people are going to attend in the night and if there's any particular agenda items we want to ask them
I
about.
want to do those public comment, Educator Appreciation Week, Co-Brown.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, moving right along. The approval of minutes from March 17th, public, non-public, and March 31st, non-public.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, this is your first opportunity for public comments. There is no one here to make public comments, so I'll go straight to those that are online. We have a few. I'll give you a few seconds to buzz in if you're interested. Okay, there also is a second opportunity for public comment at the end as well, for all of our adoring fans here. So we'll go right into the Educator Appreciation Week funds requests. I can speak to last year.
How much you want, Carrie?
Well, last year I was crazy under budget, which is great. I'm probably just going to do the same thing. So it was under 600. So I think if we capped no more than 650, I think I'll still be under that.
That comes out of the school board fund. I'll make a motion for us to spend up to
Is that
$650.
enough? Are you sure that's enough?
Yeah, I already
I'd
priced
rather-
it out.
I'd rather just make sure we,
Up to 700.
yeah.
That way you can, but like, yeah, because we did like 7 and she spent less last year.
Yeah, 536
Like
last
2
year.
years ago, we had to give you more.
Yes, 2 years ago I went a little over.
fine, yeah.
Last year though, learned my lesson. This year I think I'm going to do something similar, so. But that's great, thank you, appreciate it. So what's the official
second the
motion is
motion.
up to 700?
Up to 7.
Yeah, and I'll second it.
Aye.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. All right, Co-Brown.
So Co-Brown's Springtime Joint Board Meeting, which now includes Deerfield, they were an addition this year, is on May 13th at 6 p.m. The May meeting tends to be a little more, for lack of a better word, informative than the one they do earlier in the year, which tends to just be more introductory and a tour. So the May one is more interactive. Some years, boards will talk about, or whoever the representative is, kind of what our initiatives are, our struggles, budget constraints, just a variety of things. So they have, I have RSVP'd, so I just want to see if anybody else was interested in attending, and if so, were there any particular things we wanted to hear about? They offered up a, not to say this is what they will do or not do, because they're taking it on a survey at this point. So of the list, I selected that hearing from students, I think, would be great, because we haven't heard from students there in the past. Hearing about their current academic offerings, because they have added some course offerings, so hearing about those. And then also hearing from the member districts. I just think it's unique that they have the biggest variety of students who go. So those were the things that I had selected. Like I said, I don't know what will actually end up on the agenda. But I think it's good that they're looking for that feedback and then also to change it up a bit. So shall I reply is anybody interested, available?
I submitted the survey that Amanda Roy sent out. I picked the exact same things.
Oh,
Even though I
interesting, okay.
cannot attend.
Okay.
So I did, and I sent Amanda an email just apologizing that I couldn't be there.
I wasn't sure if she sent it to you all separately or not.
I'm not sure who else was on it, and sometimes, people accidentally, with boards changing, I don't know if sometimes people get accidentally left off.
I can reach out to Amanda.
If you want to reach back out, but I received the survey and submitted it, I cannot attend.
Okay.
But they did a wonderful job at the fall presentation when I
Yeah.
went. So.
TBD.
Okay. They have to know by this Friday, and that's why I brought it up
Oh.
tonight. Springtime's it's hard. It's a busy.
Since we have 2 people missing, we might want to ask, is there any way
I
you
can
can?
send an email to everybody. Yep, as a reminder. Sure.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, excellent. Moving right along to resignations.
So you have 2 resignations in your packet. One will complete the school year and will be in effect for next year. And the other, unfortunately, was kind of a business model 2-week notice type of resignation, which we're not really used to in public ed. But there were some compounding situations there. We did actually already meet today to come up with a plan to support those needs, so we will message families once we have things settled.
Make a motion, we accept their resignations with regret.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the current educator nominations.
So you have a big, long list in front of you. The years of service, so when they will be tenured, et cetera. The ones that don't have the years next to them are already tenured. There's really no surprises or changes on that list. But per RSA, we have to issue contracts to New Hampshire educators by the 15th. So you have that list in front of you tonight, so we can get contracts out on time.
Do you have somebody, will it be a lateral transfer for the elementary teacher that resigned? Is there somebody in-house that we go on that, or will you be hiring out?
So I think let's backtrack a little right from the last meeting. So we had a kindergarten resignation, which then resulted in now we can let the person know who was supposed to be the reduction in force know that we no longer have to do a reduction in force. And then in the meantime, we also received this resignation. That kindergarten opening had been posted internally. So now the educator that was part of the RIF basically had a decision to make. Do I want to stay up at the elementary school? Do I want to ask for transfer to ECLC? She opted to stay at the elementary school. So then right now we have kindergarten is posted. Laura has started that interview process, and we will have a nomination, not next week's meeting, but on the 21st. So she's already on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's hard to keep track of the moving parts this time of year. This is when we're grateful. We're not a huge district with many, many moving parts, and for the most part, we retain our staff, so.
All right, I'm looking for a motion for the educator nomination.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
All right.
All right, all those in favor? Aye.
All right.
Okay. So now the 2026 to 2029 paraprofessional collective bargaining agreement.
So I really just have it for your information and signature tonight. Chris Sear and I went through and made all the changes as a result of negotiations, and then of course you're waiting to see what happens with the warrant article at the vote, right? So as we all know, it passed. So we made all of those updates. I have already sent it to the union for their review because there were quite a few tentative agreements, a lot of language changes, so we wanted to make sure we didn't miss anything. So it is ready, and I don't have the signature page. It's not ready. This is wildly interesting. Diana signed it and gave it back to us, and I don't see it.
Check Chris's desk.
Could you please? That would be amazing. This is so bizarre.
Do you want us to come back to it?
Yeah.
He's gonna check, either way, the changes have been made. The union has reviewed, everything's in order. It's either going to magically appear in Katie's hands, or I will bring it with me at next week's meeting. Oh, whoop. Katie, I have it. Oh, it was out of order. You can't hear me.
I make a motion, we approve the paraprofessional contract.
We already
Oh,
did,
out of
so we
order.
don't need it. We just need to sign it. And thank you to the town for their support.
I was going through board stuff over there.
All right. I'm gonna move right into,
One that I'm sure all parents are very excited
Yeah.
to figure out, the last day of school and then 8th grade celebration.
right. I am, so just because I've had a few emails inquiring, there's a little bit of confusion around, are we a school day based calendar, or are we a minutes, hours calendar, right? So I will put this in my upcoming newsletter. It just hasn't, some years people ask about it and some years don't, and this year I had a couple of emails on it. So if we were a school day calendar, we would have 180 student days, and we don't. We have 178 student days. So that's been like that ever since I've worked here, and it was a change made because we do have some of the longer school days, not at middle school, but at elementary. We have more than enough hours and minutes than we need. And so, given a lot of the annual training requirements, my understanding was a good probably 14 years ago, it was changed to an hours-based calendar because we already had more than enough hours and minutes, and those 2 days were shifted into additional professional development days. And so I've had a few families say, wait a minute, we have plenty of minutes, why would we be adding the snow days onto the end of the calendar? So I had just clarified that we really don't want to miss opportunity for, student instruction and consistency, and unless it goes into that last week of June, or it falls on a Monday, right, that's when we would maybe have a discussion or consideration around that. So figured since the school calendar falls in your hands, I would want to make sure that you felt like that was an accurate and appropriate response, and then I will put that in the newsletter just so that everybody sees it, not just the few emails that I answered.
And this year isn't ending at a
No.
crazy long date either, which I know we've been up against in years before, so
Yeah.
I certainly don't want to be promoting that we're doing the minimum
No.
possible.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly,
It's a good question, though.
it is a great
clarification.
question, and
Yeah.
Vicki and I believe it was just last year, we went back 10 years just out of curiosity, when is the typical last day of school? And other than the COVID year, because the whole nation ended early, right? We have the last day of school has always been after the 21st. It's been anywhere between like the 21st and the 26th. That was the range that we got. So this year we've had 2 snow days, 3 delays. The delays don't necessarily count per se. If we were really looking at an hours and a minutes calendar, we would do that calculation. But as long as you bring them in and you feed them lunch, it's counted as a school day. And so that would put our last day, we took those 2 snow days, added them into June. We'll be at June 17th, which would be a half a day, and then the 8th grade celebration. Past practice has been do that the night before, so that would be on the 16th. That is my recommendation.
Questions? You get us those beautiful flowers for the 8th grade celebration on those?
I think that can be arranged. Someone remind me.
No pun with that can be arranged.
Does this need a formal proceeding? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to have last day of school on the 17th and the 8th grade celebration on the 16th.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Excellent, thank you. All right. Jeff, you're up.
Okay. So I wanted to provide some information about a technology capital improvement project that we're hoping to execute within the next 1 to 3 years. And that's the district-wide networking infrastructure. And for those who don't know, that is all of the equipment behind the scenes that makes our technology function. The last major update for that equipment was in the 2014 to 2016 timeframe. So most of the equipment is now reaching 10 to 12 years old. And the effective life cycle of that kind of equipment is about 15 years. So we want to plan to be able to have the capacity that we need. 15, even at 15 years, the equipment will still run, but the things that we want it to do, it'll reach its capacity. So, you know, for example, back in 2014, we were primarily using all of this equipment for computers in the classroom. Now, and it wasn't a 1-to-1, it was probably a 4-to-1 or 3-to-1 situation, where now today it's every student has a computer. So there's more capacity required. So today, not only the computers, but our cameras, our phone systems, our intercoms, the building access, and the building automation, all of that uses more capacity for that equipment. So we want to be in a position where, you know, that is going to be effective for another 15 years. So what we did, so we put out an RFP for the equipment that was required, and we received 9 responses. We selected a vendor who happened to be the lowest price. They also are a local vendor, and we've had good experience with them in the past. Roughly 50% of this project, step back, the total cost of this equipment comes to roughly $169,000. Half of that would be eligible for a federal E-rate grant. So the forms have been filed. So if it's approved for the 26-27 school year, those funds will be available to us for 5 years. So depending on our budget situation, we could do the whole thing in 1 year, or we could split it out over 5 if necessary. We could do 1 building per year if we needed to. So
When do you anticipate hearing one way or the other on the grant, whether you
So
receive?
E-rate, so the E-rate window closed, and all the filing has been done, and we typically hear within a month. And we haven't not been approved in the time that I've been here, so I expect we would get that money. Yeah, so.
What's the sunset on the quote?
Sunset on the quote.
How long are they going to hold?
Oh, so, and we do have a commitment from the vendor that if we sign their contract, they'll honor that quote until we've
So we have
purchased.
5
For
years.
multi-year, yeah.
And what's your recommendation as far as phasing it in if we had to do it that way?
I'd love to do it all in 1 year,
Yeah, I'm sure. You
but, you know, one of the requirements of the RFP is that the new equipment be compatible with our existing equipment, and that would allow us to just span it over multiple years, so we do have that ability.
So we'd need about $90,000.
Roughly, I would say,
Roughly.
yeah. Yep.
84,500.
Thank you.
Just to put it in layman's terms for someone like me, like what are we talking about buying? Like what are we talking about routers
So
and
this,
stuff?
yeah, this equipment is network switches.
Yeah.
So the old things that, like all your wireless Wi-Fi components plug into.
Yeah.
Also, 2 new firewalls, one for each for the elementary school and one for ECLC. This project also incorporates a larger project where I'm splitting it's called an iNet, which is a fiber that we own that connects all the buildings. The problem with that fiber, and it's worked great for many years, but it's a loop. So So if, for example, the ECLC loses power, then everything upstream from it, that the elementary school and the SAU office is completely down. So from a safety perspective, what I've done is added a connection to each of the buildings independently, so that we'll have an independent connection should there be a problem with any of the buildings. We'll still have communications and data access.
So our fiber originates down there?
So, yeah, so it loops through, so it goes from the SAU office, a direct link over to the elementary school,
Yeah.
then to the ECLC, and then back to the middle school. And from the middle school, everything goes out to the internet.
Gotcha.
And so in today's world where all of our communications is on that network, it just makes safety sense to have an independent connection to each building. And we'll continue to have that fiber for specific functionality and backup as well. We won't rip it out.
It's problematic when there's no such thing as one building going down.
Yeah,
We lose
yeah.
it all.
Yeah.
Who ran that crappy fiber? Jeez.
It's good fiber, and it works fine. It's interrupted when there's a problem in another
Sounds like
building.
someone did it on the cheap. I don't know.
Like you better send some text messages.
It has served us well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And remember, we do have the facilities technology reserve that we haven't touched. Yeah, it's 75-ish. I can get an exact number for
We
you.
may have upped it a little bit, closer to 80, but
Well, that's just the interest that's accruing because we haven't
yeah, we haven't used it.
Were you considering no, I'm assuming you're not considering the whole, whatever is in there, 75, were you considering a portion of it?
Yeah, a portion of, and again, it all depends on our budget situation.
Yeah.
So the good news is that we can be flexible with that.
Yeah.
But if we could use part of that, that would help. Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone listening that obviously our technological infrastructure is critical now to running our school, so,
And don't we have to buy like American-made routers and stuff now? Isn't like a
We're not,
Gotcha.
we do, but it's not, it's a different class.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
Security reasons.
personal and home
Oh.
routers, yeah.
I wouldn't want to take all the money out of the capital reserve
no,
in
it's
case
never a good idea.
In case there's something,
in
yeah.
case there's something else to do, but.
The minute we did would be the minute that literally everything.
Maybe facilities will have some money left over.
It has
Kids being without TikTok.
85,579.
Sorry, what was it?
85,579.
We need 85,000. Yeah.
God,
So for tonight,
they
we-
would leave
we need to
$579
make
for
a-
you.
$579. So only one of you can get a cell phone upgrade next year.
There you
So.
go.
Yeah.
Glad we're using someone local, that's great. Okay, I just looking for a motion to move forward with Wally Computers,
What do we need to move with? Like,
to accept the proposal.
So financially, we don't have to make any decisions. We'll wait to hear from E-rate, and then we'll wait as part of next year in the upcoming budget process to determine whether we want to do it in one fell sweep or we want to do it over a multi-year piece. So right now.
so basically, right now we're just agreeing to do it.
Yeah.
And do it with
And with
Wally,
that
and to send
vendor.
Wally Computers.
Okay,
Sounds good. I'll make a motion.
okay.
Second.
Any further discussion? Great. All those in favor? Aye.
Nice.
Thank you. Great report, by the way. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
thanks.
All right.
Thank you for distilling it down for.
For us, yes, for us. Lay people. All right, so principal reports, we have Ms. Steely here in person. Hello.
Hi. I'm going to highlight tonight on the report, sort of the commitment of the staff to continued growth. I've spent this month, I met with every paraprofessional, so they set a goal at the start of the year, and then we meet. And so I've had those conversations this month, and certified staff also create a goal, and then, so I've met with them as well. So the paraprofessionals, I just really impressed with. So a few of the goals that we talked about, so I just thought it would be interesting for you to know those goals and what has been accomplished by these individuals. So one paraprofessional's goal was to have a student use a 5-step task board, which is, the student came to school not following any directions, so 5 steps was going to be a lofty goal, and has accomplished that. Several staff have become CPI certified paraprofessionals. They asked for that, which is great. So that's crisis prevention, intervention. Katie coordinates that. One staff member has become proficient in a program called LAMP, which has allowed her to give a child a voice, a student who is just starting to use some words, but so he now has an AAC device and can point and say things and is showing us what he knows. He's able to count using it now, point out letters, and we've even learned that he has a sense of humor. He picks his teacher's name and then picks which and goes, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, and the teacher totally appreciates it.
That's awesome.
It is. So those AAC devices have been a goal of several staff. And again, we have quite a few students at the ECLC who are nonverbal, and boy, giving them this, tool to have a voice has been really empowering. Katie's, honored sort of this, I don't know, is Gray or
Right, oral consulting.
the,
Yep.
the person who comes to the school,
Jenna Rinaldi.
she's very skilled and trains the paraprofessionals because they really are the ones, coordinating the device. I mean, the speech path is involved, but they're the ones. And so they've all really embraced learning that tool. So kudos to them. One student just, again, has the ability to speak, but just doesn't say a whole lot. So a paraprofessional made it a goal to focus on this one student and not just have her speak, but have her actually answer questions in an accurate way, a preschooler. And now this student walks down the hall yapping. So that's pretty cool. People wanted to understand autism better. One paraprofessional wanted to learn how to plan and run small groups in kindergarten in foundation. So she's taken on, a few students who maybe in the whole group, they're not successful. So she works with them in a small group and has seen a lot of success. And then another para planned some lessons around classical music. She wanted to increase movement and dance in a preschool room. And so she's really done some research. And we've purchased some materials for her, and she's accomplished that. So just a few things that, and again, these are all above and beyond, right? This isn't like we have PD days, but this isn't what they're doing on those days, right? They're doing more training directed by administration. So this is really they're just constantly learning, and their learning is directly impacting the learning of students. So teachers also, their goals were, a lot of them, because of the code of conduct, a lot of them were around behavior. They have their goals are 3 years. They kind of create an overarching goal and then annual goals. So, one person was really looking to do more push-in services rather than pull-out services, which is hard, right? It's really easy to take a kiddo and bring them to your office and kind of work on a skill. It's much more complicated to bring them into a classroom. You have a goal that's in the IEP that you have to work on and sort of collaborate with the teacher to make sure what is being taught is going to, be accessible for that goal and really supporting that inclusion. So that's being worked on. Science of reading. I have teachers on the ELA committee, which again is all after school hours, working on that to select, the just right curriculum. Letters training, which, a lot of staff are doing, and that's been offered by the state. And it's hard, it's intensive, it's very specific, learning about the minutia of how kids learn to read, phonemes, graphemes, anyway. Lively letters is another reading program that a staff member has taken on. And they're all really have worked with Katie Pagnotta and the implemented neuroscience into their classrooms, really getting kids to understand how their brains work, which is, and they do it, right? Little kids can understand it, and, you know, they teach it at a basic level, so. And then another person took the Reveal math program in kindergarten, extracted all the vocabulary and created a vocabulary guide that teachers could use, especially for students who maybe vocabulary is more challenging. The Reveal program is very language heavy, so if you're a student who struggles in reading, you might struggle in math as well because of that, so trying to support that. So anyway, I have 11 teachers in a book club right now that I'm leading, reading a book, What Great Teachers Do Differently. We are turning our master schedule upside down and really looking at every aspect of it, like why do we eat lunch at this time? Why do we have a snack at this time? Like how can we really create a master schedule that balances the need for more instructional time, right? We never have enough time, so we're trying to increase that, but also balances the, you know, and honors the development of little people. Kindergarten, 4 kindergarten teachers who have changed the way they're teaching math. We've talked to that. And then in addition, the 4 teachers that are doing that, 2 of those teachers are also, like 2 weeks ago, took on the task of piloting the new ELA curriculum. And again, this is all being done outside of, you know, I mean, they still have to teach and do all the things. So all of this is really done outside of, you know, their teaching work. So again, just wanted to show how teachers and paras are dedicated and evolving their craft. And I'm proud of their willingness to kind of embrace change and for their tireless efforts to continue to refine their practice and impact learning. Like I wanted to give a few examples and not just speak like, here are the goals, to really know like this really is changing the lives of kids. You know, it's pretty cool to be a part of that every day. Pretty great place to be. So I just thought that kind of went with our MTSSA progress that I talked about, and also just those goal meetings I've had with teachers.
Let them know that their initiative is appreciated. It just shows that it's a bunch of caring individuals down there. That's really awesome.
Yeah, yep, it is.
So that you're planning for the UNH interns, I know that sometimes in years recently it's been a struggle. We did have some interest in getting. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really great.
Yeah, so what's different this year is they have 18 students in the program that need placements. I think 4 have decided maybe not. You know, it's hard to work for free for a year plus pay for college, so, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so there are 14, and I believe, in talking to Kim Nesbitt, who coordinates it, we are the site. So between the elementary school and the ECLC, we will have all of the interns. I think there are a couple that will be in different places. So we will actually probably have an intern in every kindergarten classroom.
That's so great.
It all works
That's
out.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
That is really exciting.
Which works really well with this because our math win model is small group instruction, and the literacy program that we're piloting is also heavily small group instruction. So to have another person in the room will be really, really helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. That's great news.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. We met in a meeting with them. They came to the ECLC and got the tour, and now they sort of start, you know, they give their top, and the teachers give their top, and then Kim Nesbitt does her magic and matches them all up. So, yeah, so the elementary and ECLC will have lots of free help.
That's great.
Shameless plug for
Yeah.
Laura and Emily, who both teach at UNH, so that doesn't hurt.
And they still want to come here? Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of the interns Emily's had in class.
Yeah, and I know, yeah, I know. I've
It's
had
great for us.
all of them. Emily's class and my class are both required, so we know them.
I mean, it's in a struggling
Yeah.
hiring market, right? It's
Yeah.
a wonderful pipeline for
great
us.
pipeline.
So
That's
it's really,
fantastic.
and it's great for
Honestly, one of my
kids.
reasons for doing it was I was like, I might get some paraprofessionals out of this, right? Because some of them
Yeah.
were substitutes
Yeah.
before they're able to teach. But yeah, and it's been good.
I love it.
It's a lot of work to have an intern, and it keeps the classroom teachers just thinking about new practices, and like we're pretty lucky that they use us the way they do.
That's great. Thank you.
What's with the bags of sand on your roof?
That's a facilities question, but, so a few of the panels, we had a super, super windy day.
Yeah.
And they just like blew off one day, they were like hanging off the building. So he's put them back up, and that's a temporary fix until they resolve it. He's in touch with the roof company to come back and repair that.
It was an adhesive problem.
Yeah, it's like the adhesive they used on one side is working, but the adhesive on the other side is not. So the roof company is gonna come out, and they're also there's a few places where the gutters have just shifted ever so slightly, so like it's dripping, so Joe's on it.
The gutters are only like a couple years old, right?
So it's the heat coils
Yeah.
in combination with the gutters. It's all that work, and so that
They're on it.
Yeah, it's,
completely on it.
Do
Joe's
they have a
already.
timetable? It's not, no, nothing's leaking or anything, right?
no.
Okay.
No.
No, and honestly,
Sandbags are
it
working.
Yeah.
happened at a great time because we're past the it's done its
Don't say
job.
snow. It's snow too.
Well, it's done its job with the 6-foot-long
Yeah.
terrifying
It is
icicles.
amazing,
It's been great.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah, I mean, there's no icicles that, you can walk around the whole building and not
Fear for your
die.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe's
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
completely on
it's
top
great.
of it.
But
Just another spitball
you
question.
never would have known if you hadn't delivered flowers to the school.
No, I regularly walk up to each building
I'm kidding.
and eyeball each one once a week.
No,
at least.
that's a good
Say that
question.
with a straight face.
I got a tour today of the new recreation department building. I hadn't
Oh,
been there yet.
nice.
Are you guys,
Yeah.
I saw they have program rooms and all sorts of, any coordination, you guys using that stuff at all, or does it not even
We haven't
need
gone
for-
there yet. We talked a little bit about using the gym, right?
Yeah, okay.
Taking the kids over and accessing that, but
It's cool.
We're
They
not
did
there
a
yet.
nice job.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't been over for a tour yet. Connor keeps telling me he's gonna call me and take me over there, but
I didn't wait for
Hasn't helped
invitation.
yet.
I just walk
Is
around
it
each of the town
Thursdays?
buildings once a week.
I think it's Thursdays when they all meet and do a check-in and a tour
what they
and,
do?
yeah, progress check.
You're pretty busy on a weekly basis.
I got nothing else to do this time of year, quite frankly. And what, the CPI certification? So what does that mean?
Katie?
It's essentially, it's the restraint and seclusion certification for any students that, knock on wood, should not require, but sometimes may require physical restraint or physical hands-on. We have several teams within the district that are trained to do that appropriately.
Do we have enough? How many do we have in each building?
I would say we are, considering the size of our district, we are overtrained.
We're
within
overtrained.
CPI,
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
is
people
good and
want
bad.
to have
Yeah.
it, because people want,
But do it right.
It's about
You can't-
Well, it's tricky
de-escalation
when you
too,
have
prior
a
to the
kiddo
physical
who might
piece.
need a little,
Well, who's
even a
available,
guide,
too,
you're gonna
Yeah.
guide them, they're
Yeah.
walking, but you're guiding them, right? Even that, people wanna make sure that
They're doing it by the letter, yeah.
So,
Okay.
in addition to that is Katie's our in-house trained trainer.
Okay.
So we used to go, we had 2 other people who used to do a different type, and then when Katie was stepping into this role, it's like you have to be able to do it from within. It's
Yeah.
really costly and a lot of time commitment. So they have an online component that they do, and then Katie does the review of before you even put your hands on a kid, it's all the verbal skills and strategies for de-escalation. So we take care of all that in-house.
It's terrific.
It's good to be overly trained in that.
Yeah, and the behavior task force, so that was a point of concern. I remember somebody saying that we didn't have, that's great.
Yeah, and the paraprofessionals that made that their goal asked for that. We didn't say, who wants to be trained? They came and they're like, we really think this,
Yeah.
we want to be able to be a part of that. Which is, again, like just my whole point in this is like, that's pretty amazing, right?
That's
A
awesome.
lot of people in the different districts would be like, I don't want that training.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not the way it is. We're really lucky.
Awesome, well, thank you. Did anybody else have any other questions or comments for Laura? Okay, Great, thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
All right, so is it policies?
It's policy time.
Actually, quickly, there's a production at BMS this weekend of Wonka. So just plugging that. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I believe. So just check the district website for information about that.
There's also art show.
Oh,
If
yes.
we're plugging
Yes,
the
an art
arts-
show at the
art show
library.
at the library for our middle schoolers.
And it's
this month
beautiful.
as well.
Yes, it will be there for, I think, until May,
Till
right?
May 3rd, I believe it's, all of April, yeah.
Nice. And kindergarten is going to the Plan Friday as a field trip.
Oh, I love
We
that.
started
really?
that.
That's cool.
That's so
We used to
fun.
pay and go to Portsmouth Music Hall or Rochester Opera House, and then we decided, hey, we can go down the road and see something for free.
I love that.
And it's like they're gonna see, they could potentially do that, in a few years.
Well, I
and-
bet that the older kids love to put the,
Yeah.
do that for the
Yeah.
little kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they just see a portion of it too, so it's kind of like, ooh, now tell your parents you want to go see the whole thing. So, yeah, so it's worked out.
All right, great. All right, let's.
All right,
Everyone's favorite
policies.
time?
Yeah, so we have a few suggested to rescind. So BB and BBA are both governed by state law, so no need to have policy when it's something we must do. So the school board legal status and school board powers and duties. BDC, appointed board officials, we don't have appointed board officials. The policy referenced treasurer and clerk, and those are, as we know, not appointed, they're elected. So that's just an old one that was hanging around. And then BEAA, meeting preparation, also governed by school board posting and meeting minutes requirements, and when we
Right,
have to
NOLA.
post the packet and all that good stuff. So in our continued effort to keep things streamlined and clear, those are suggested to rescind. And then we have a bunch for first read, BCA and BCAR1. So we've always had the school board member ethics policy. We just did a cross-reference with the NHSBA's recommendations to make sure we weren't missing any updates there. So that's in good shape. And we've never had the oath of office form as part of the policy packet. So we added that just to keep those documents together and in one spot. BCB, board member conflicts of interest. Just in my time in this role, we've periodically had question around that, and we didn't have that policy, so it makes sense to have that there for reference and clarity. BDB, the board officers, it just defines the required roles on the board, the chair, the vice chair, and the secretary. Where am I? BDD,
No, good. Thanks.
board superintendent relationship.
Thank you.
If somebody comes to you all and has a question, it just defines like, oh, we're gonna, follow a proper chain of command, kick that back to either principal or superintendent, whatever. So it just more clearly defines the role of the board. And then my role with you all, that intersection. BDE committees, we updated to make sure we had our Barrington-specific committees listed, like Select Board Liaison. Let's see, BDF, advisory committees to the board, that is optional, but because we do have an advisory budget committee, we felt like that one was important to have. BDG, the school attorney. We want some clarity around who and when and why you would contact attorney. BEA, regular board meetings. We adjusted that language there to go with what our past practice has been, the one in July and August, the two throughout the year, and then it also plays nicely with BEB, emergency board meetings, to indicate, who's allowed to call them and why. That's my very brief B policy update.
We're almost there.
Not super brief,
Almost
but
there.
we're getting there. We're only on the BDs, there are quite a few. But as
We're
we
getting
know,
there.
that's the one folder we, because instruction and, facilities and other folders have things in it that impact your day-to-day practice. We just haven't gotten to the B folder. So we made a commitment this year. Here we are. We're getting through them.
I was hoping we were going to skip the school board ethics. That's what's
Well, you do have to sign it each and every day.
Yeah, I know.
And you already
I
signed
know.
it.
I thought there was more graft in this job. All right, I'd make a motion to rescind BB, BBA, BDC, BEAA, and to accept for first read BCA, BCA-R1, BCB, BDB, BDD, BDE, BDF, BDG, BEA, and last but not least, BEB.
Repeat that?
Would you-
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we've come to the second opportunity for public comment. Again, we still do not have anyone here in the audience, but we do have people online. So if you would like to make a comment, please raise your hand now virtually, and we will call on you. All right, I don't see anything, right, Jeff? I'm clear? All right, well, thank you for those online that joined us, and for those who watch later, we appreciate it. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.